Welcome back, humans. This is XP Galore. I am Rafael, and fun fact, my first game I've ever played when I was a itty bitty Raph was Mario. Super Mario Brothers for the NES.
My name is Marcus, and the very first game I remember ever playing is kind of similar. It is Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo.
And my name is Daly, and the first game I ever played was Lion King on the Sega.
See, I feel like you're doing this to just prove that I'm old. That's how I got out of this.
What, man? That was the first. My mom had a Sega way back in the day.
Yeah, but that's a Genesis. It's a Sega Genesis. You guys are talking about like Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, which are great. I have an NES, like the original Nintendo. So I feel like I'm a little older. And I played older consoles after that.
All you're doing is just outing yourself.
Yeah, not my fault you're old.
No, we already spoke about ages.
And like Super Nintendo, I didn't remember this until maybe a year ago or so, but Super Nintendo, to push consoles out, they were pairing a game with the console, and Super Mario World was like one of the games that came with it. So that makes sense as to why Super Mario World was the first one I ever played, because it was probably the very first console that I ever was.
Yeah, I guess it's the same for me, because I think I got Mario for free as well. It was a bundle.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that whenever the Sega Genesis came out, they had Sonic the Hedgehog and Mortal Kombat as like the games to play, and you could pick which console, like which one you wanted to come with.
Oh.
Well, Sonic makes sense. Yeah, because Sonic
makes sense. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the Super Nintendo, I actually got the bundle of A Link to the Past. I didn't get Super Mario World until after.
Okay.
That's cool. That was a fun fact.
Well, yeah, hello everybody. It is September 12th, 2021, and I had us introduce ourselves that way because, gentlemen, it is National Video Game Day.
Oh, okay.
Happy National Video Game Day to everybody out there watching and listening. It is because of video games that we are all here together in this virtual room doing our chit-chats.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. That was a good twist. I should know this as a gamer, and I didn't.
Fun fact, the retail chain GameStop on Friday, on Friday, they put out a post to be like, tomorrow's National Video Game Day on the 12th, and turns out the Sunday is a 12th, and everyone was like, well, I mean, we kind of understand what you mean. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's fine, GameStop.
Close enough.
It's like, you know, that one person that hangs out in your friend group, and they're a little goofy at times, and you just pat them on the head, and you said, okay, it's fine.
Aww.
They're there.
You're so adorable. Well, I hope everybody is doing well. We have a lot to talk about today.
Indeed.
It's a very exciting show, so very quick breeze over what we're going to be doing. You're going to see half of this episode of a normal Apex playthrough with us, but as the title of the episode has given away, we are going to be discussing some games that we're really excited that came out of the recent PlayStation Showcase that aired on September 9th. So we each have a couple of picks that we're going to discuss, talk about our thoughts on it, and we want to bring all that to you. So that's why you'll see half the episode look one way and half the other way. But before we get into that, let's go around the room and check in with each other and how we're doing. So, Daly, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing okay, man. I'm doing great. I'm working at the hospitals with the National Guard for 10.5 hours every day. So it's a bit exhausting. But, you know, they gave me today off to let my body recuperate. So I slept in until 1 p.m. West Coast time.
Whoa.
So I woke up and I said, who's president? Check my phone, still the same president. You know, and I've just been doing some household chores, taking care of the house while the wife's at work.
So
and
cute.
then kind of just taking my day off slowly. For some reason, my right heel hurts. I don't know what I did with it, but that's another, you know, side topic.
Maybe that's all the running you do.
I actually haven't ran in 5 days because of this hospital orders.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like... do I want to tire myself out because I'm working the whole time, like on my feet for 10 hours? Do I want to have my legs fatigued and won't be able to work, and then it'll make me look unproductive and make me look like a lazy person? Or do I just suck it up and just do like 300 squats every night when I come home after I take my uniform off? So I chose option B. Now I'm not running, but I'm still keeping my legs up to par. So
Oh God. I was hoping you said I was hoping you said I wasn't working out.
oh no, I'm just doing 300. I put my 20-pound vest on, weight vest on. I do 300 squats, and then I go to bed. That way my body can recover.
Oh God.
Rather than trying to fight through the day, running and then trying to fight through the day working. I just said, you know what, I'll do it at the end of the day, and I'm not running at 11 p.m. I'm not doing it. So I just decided to do 300 squats as fast as I can. So that's what I've been doing. Getting really, really hyped for next month. As we know that Battlefield comes out, I'm excited to take a break from Call of Duty and just simply focus on a new game. I feel like multiplayer. I have a good feeling about multiplayer this coming year in 2022. I feel like we're going to get rid of battle royales as much, and we're going to be focusing on arena based and multiplayer. So I'm excited for Battlefield. I'll still play the Call of Duty. Don't get me wrong, I have to. It's in my blood. But I'm more excited about 2042 than I am about Vanguard. So that I'm excited. But as far as anything else, I've just been playing some other games, just normal stuff. Trying to play some single player stuff. I tried this free game on Xbox. I can't remember what it was, but 5 minutes in, I dashboarded and deleted it because it was so bad.
Now I'm curious.
I can't remember. I have to go back and look at my purchase history, but it was mainly just because you were talking about how you said, like, if the voice acting is terrible, the game is terrible, and you were 100% right. It was like, I can't remember, but it was like the girl that did the voice, she was like, what are we going to do?
That's great.
Okay.
Sometimes it works. Sometimes it works. It could be like a really
sounds like a plan. Where you need to go is just 300 clicks away. And I was
that
like,
sounds like a comedy game.
I was like, I can't do this. In my head, I was like, I can't do this, and I just dashboarded. I was like, I'm out. And I guess it's maybe because like I'm used to the next gen games now, where like the single player like story modes are more intense and
the quality's good.
Yeah, and so like it was an Xbox 360 game. I couldn't remember for the rest of my life, but
we gotta get back to that. You gotta tell us.
Yeah, because you have Game Pass, you can just play whatever. And so I was like, oh sure, I'll try this. I haven't tried it, and it said like I think the total gameplay hours was like 9 hours or whatever. And I was like, oh, that'd be a quick little fun pickup game. Nope, 10 minutes at most, and I dropped it.
Wow.
So that's what I was doing. How about you, Ralph? How about you?
Man, I'm good. About a lot of big life-changing events gonna happen. I can't get too much of the details right now at the moment because I'm hoping for the best. But
maybe number two?
Maybe number two. Yes, I know. I take a lot of number twos.
No, so I said maybe number two.
No. I'd rather take poops. I heard number two as taking poops. No children. I'm not in a relationship. I am not ready for that. I'm actually enjoying life, freedom, and working on myself. Well, job hunting, guys, it's about to come to a close. Looks like I got something coming up pretty soon, and I just don't want to jinx it. That's why I'm saying let's not get too much into that detail. I may be looking for a new place to stay. Again, I can't go into details for that. I gotta give you guys some like a little cliffhanger. Can't give you all the fun facts. And as for my gaming life, though, I've been playing Ghost of Tsushima. I played Ghost of Tsushima Legends for the first time. That's an online, like multiplayer versus survival, etc. And it's you're practically a ninja. You're basically a ninja, right?
Yes.
It's not. It's about samurais, but you're a ninja, man. You just assassinate things. And very impressed. I played with a friend. I need a couple of more people to help me out in certain missions because it takes 4 players. It's only 2 of us. So Daly and Marcus, I need you guys to up your game. And Daly, you got to pick this game up for the PlayStation 5, Ghost of Tsushima. Highly recommend it. Multiplayer is awesome. Stealth kills. If you're a fan of Metal Gear and you like all that sneaking around and assassination kills, it is awesome. Or you can run and gun, or not with a gun, with a sword. But highly recommend, and it's fun, dude. Look it up. But that's been my my week. How about you, Marcus?
Oh, my week has been pretty decent. I can't really say that I've got anything too exciting happening. I'd say the most exciting thing that happened this week was the drop of the very first official Matrix Resurrections trailer.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, that was a big deal.
Squealed like a little girl.
Me too.
So that was super exciting for me. Other than that, though, no, not too much. I'm also kind of on the job hunt as well, and so far nothing's really panned out. But I'm still kind of just working on it here and there. And then as far as what I've been playing, I too have been playing Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, that's right. You've been streaming, right?
Yeah, but I haven't
Okay.
really been touching the Legends mode. I did the tutorial, but I kind of want to wait and get through the bulk of the single player before I start doing Legends. But I've heard nothing but good things about Ghost of Tsushima Legends, and so
Just promise me when you play, I want to play with you. We got it. We got to go through it together. It's fun.
okay, we can make that happen. That's for sure.
Yes.
Marcus is like, I guess.
Aw, I was
no,
excited,
absolutely, absolutely, and I've got some other games on the docket I need to play. I know recently, Life is Strange: True Colors came out a couple days ago, and that's
Man. Oh, I
next.
forgot to play. Yeah, I played that one too. I
Yeah,
don't want to
that-
give much about.
Yeah, that's going to be next on my list. But I did finish a game that I mentioned that I was playing last week called The Artful Escape, and I'm
How was
finishing. I'm finishing up a video review I'm putting together for myself right now on that. But long story short, I really enjoyed it. It's definitely more of a game that's about the story that they tell rather than the substance of the mechanics and the gameplay, because there's really not much to it in terms of what you do in the game. But
Okay.
it's a very interesting story about a dude who sort of doesn't think very highly of himself, and he then becomes this incredible like rock and roll music star. And there's themes of like imposter syndrome and like the craziness that comes with quick fame and all this
Yeah.
other stuff. It's not a long game. It's like maybe about 5 hours long, but yeah, I would recommend it if you've got a weekend and about $20. I would highly recommend going to playing the Artful Escape.
Cool. That's
I-
different.
I think actually it's even on Game Pass, so if you got an Xbox, just jump on.
Well, that's
that.
a yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very cool. It's very stylish, very musically based. But I really liked it. So yeah, like I said, I'm putting together the last parts of a video review on it, and I'm excited to have more opportunities to play stuff kind of early and do things like that. I think I want to try to do more like video game reviews later on down the road.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. I try to start one. It's a lot of work because I was talking about Mass Effect, but I know the feeling. You play something that you invest your time in, and you're just shocked with the storyline that you want to share it with the world. You're like, dude, this is amazing. You got to try this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I get that feeling.
Yeah. So
I've always wondered, like, how do people get games early and just like, or what? Because I know, like, when you get the games early, like, there's a lot of like you can't disclose a whole lot, but it's like I wonder, like, how much you can disclose to the public about that kind of stuff, you know?
it depends on just what game it is. So
Okay.
I'll give you a couple of examples. So for the Halo Insider thing, where I got to play the first little bits of a technical test for Halo Infinite's multiplayer, they let you stream it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they were wide open about that. With certain other games, they make you do an NDA up front where you can't talk about it at all. You can't not even talk about it with your friends. You know, it's really locked down. And then for things like the Artful Escape, you can talk. Like I could have spoken about the fact that I was playing it, and they just asked for you to honor an embargo. They do review embargoes, and then they do video embargoes, and usually the video review embargoes are a day after review embargoes. So like if you're only going to review the game via like a blog or a website post or something, you can release that on one day. But as far as like showing the video gameplay, you have to wait for that for like another day or two after, and then after
Makes
that
sense.
you can
Okay. That's yeah. Okay.
And
Yeah, you
as-
don't want to spoil it for anyone else.
Right, exactly. And as far as like how you get that kind of stuff, there's a variety of different ways. I'll be honest, the way that I got the code for Artful Escape was I was just going through my Twitter feed and saw a guy who works in marketing for the publisher of that, which is Annapurna Interactive, just said, "Hey, just FYI creators, we have codes for this." And I just DM'd him and asked what it was, and he's like, "Yeah, just send me an email." And I did, and that's how that works.
That's cool. So
And
you're
he was
telling
like,
me?
all right, fine.
I know. So you're telling me you emailed them and requested for a code, but did not request 2 more for your friends here?
That's what I'm hearing.
That's what I heard, right, Daily?
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
Because
Well,
all I heard was I asked for a code for myself, but you know,
Guys,
what
it's
about...
good to hear that you all are doing well. It's time to move on. Yeah, I'm not about to ask for a bulk of codes. That's not how this works.
This guy.
You sound like you get codes out the freaking everywhere.
I do not.
Right?
I absolutely
Talking about
do not.
Halo, talking about this, talking about
I am
that.
a baby when it comes to this kind of thing. Okay, I'm still trying to figure it out.
Well, you're doing way better than us.
All right, I was gonna say,
Well, the plan, I'm sure, at some point is that we can just get XP Galore on the map more, and so then XP Galore as an organization can start asking for codes. That's not a problem.
Yeah, so if anybody out there wants us to test their game, you can hit us up on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok if you're into that kind of thing at XP Galore.
Or Marcus will find you and ask for the code himself.
Or
You can
Galore.
just DM us and we will get in contact with you, or you can do our website, which is, or email, which is
Galore.xp@gmail.com.
Galore XP.
Cool.
See, that's
Awesome.
that's what the tiredness from the hospitals are doing to me.
I know, buddy. All right. Well, before we get into this showcase, I know we have a lot of exciting things to talk about with that. I just wanted to cover 2 very brief news items that popped up. The first one was earlier announcement of the week, and then they showed a trailer of it during the PlayStation Showcase. I'm reading this off an article from TheVerge.com, but the cult classic Alan Wake is getting a remaster that's coming to PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. This was announced, and you have to forgive me, I don't remember the original website that it was announced on, but I know that the website is like an Alan Wake fan site, and the creative director for Remedy Entertainment, the company that's developing it, they developed Alan Wake. They developed very recently. They developed the game Control, which is a very good game. The creative director Sam Lake came onto this website and said, "You guys have been diehard fans of Alan Wake for the past however many years it's been. 2010 is when it came out, so about 11 years. You guys have been hardcore Alan Wake fans, so we're doing this for you." And that's when he officially announced Alan Wake Remastered, which is, to my understanding, it's more of a touch-up on the visual assets of the cinemas and that kind of thing. I don't think they touched anything as far as gameplay goes. But, yeah, they announced it's coming officially in the PlayStation Showcase. They announced it's officially coming October 5th. And it'll be the first time it'll be on a PlayStation console because it was an Xbox exclusive.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, is it it looks like similar to the PC version? Is that what it is? They just like up the resolution and all that?
Yeah, that's what
ported
it
it.
is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did any of you ever play the original Alan Wake?
You know, that was the first PC game I got for this actual computer I'm using right now, and I played roughly 30 minutes of it. And it was the first time I touched it, and I love the company. Remedy. They what was it? What was that? It's embarrassing. I forgot the name. The bullet time.
Max Payne.
Max Payne. I don't know why my brain farted there. Max Payne, amazing. I skipped out on Alan Wake, even though I really wanted to play it, but I did miss out on that one. But I jumped on Control. I really respect the company, and then when I played it on the PC, Alan Wake is very good. It's the genre that I enjoy. It's like a very good storytelling game with like a feel of a horror game.
Yes,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so Remedy has made some subtle hints that what they're kind of working on here in the future is a sort of Remedy connected universe. Because there's subtle hints that's already been happening. So for people who maybe don't know what Alan Wake is, it's a suspenseful kind of horror adventure game where you play as a writer named Alan Wake in this sort of northern town that has he's trying to deal with like these shadow monsters that are coming out. And there's a lot that's happening that's tied into the stories that he's written before, and he finds that he's like writing his way through his own adventure.
Very Silent Hill-ish, right?
It is very Silent Hill-ish, yes. But the fictional character that he writes about is like this detective who is voiced by the same voice actor that always voiced Max Payne. And so there's maybe some theories that this character he's written about is sort of a multiverse version of Max Payne that's sort of tied into his dimension or whatever.
Oh, I love that. I love when they do that.
Also, more notably, if you have played all of Control, then you know that there are 2 DLCs to it, and the second DLC was pretty much an Alan Wake DLC in the
they didn't even hold back. That was like really tied in.
Yeah, and without getting into the weeds of what Control is about and what all is involved with it, there's a very good tie-in as to why Alan Wake would exist in a Control game. And even another game that's, I think, lesser known, but it was an Xbox One exclusive known as Quantum Break. It starred Sean Ashmore, who's been in like the older X-Men films. He was most recently in the 2nd season of The Boys. He was the protagonist of Quantum Break, and there's a character in there played by Lance Reddick, who he's famous for. He voices Zavala in Destiny 2, and he was in The Wire, and he's been in John Wick. He played this like nameless character that's also been mentioned in Control.
Oh,
so Remedy has sort of set the foundation, I think, to create this overall more connected universe, and they said that games going forward might tie into that even more so than they have already. So I'm super excited about that because, like you said, Ralph, I love Remedy. I love the Max Payne games.
Yeah,
and so I find them to be a very down-to-earth company that makes just really cool games that have always been a little different.
Very different. Yeah, that's why I enjoy their games. They're very. I feel like they do something new first. Like Control was completely weird and wacky. Like I don't even understand what it was, and then you just feel like a Jedi when you're playing him. It's like this is probably what it feels like to be a superhero / Star Wars Jedi.
Yeah, right? Control was the first game that I played on the PC that I built. And
good choice.
I put my PC through the paces with that because like I wanted it to look as good as possible. So I think on my next playthrough I'll do it like on my Xbox maybe.
Okay,
Just because it'll be it'll be just easier to kind of get through it because I have a Series X, so it'll handle a bunch of the graphical assets.
And I don't have it. Thanks for rubbing it in. Thank you.
But so wanted to throw that out there. I know a lot of people are excited because there's been a lot of people asking for a remaster of Alan Wake for a long time now. Of course, everybody wants an Alan Wake 2, which we don't know if that's on the table right now or not. We can just only hope.
I think they're working on it. Like they're just like, hey, this is part 1, just to refresh your memory.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a good point. That's a very good point. Yeah, maybe they're just sort of.
They did that. They're doing that a lot now. I feel like.
Well, also, we already mentioned this, but like, this is the first time Alan Wake will be on the PlayStation, so it brings a whole new generation of players into it. Both people that never got to play it before, and people who just never played it because it wasn't on their console of choice. So
True.
Maybe they're just trying to get that audience out before they start. You never know.
Yay.
And then the other quick news bite I wanted to get, I pulled this from an article on Polygon. Sony's been out shopping this year for new studios to add to its repertoire.
Sweet.
Really?
So the most recent, Sony has acquired the studio known as Fire Sprite. They're most notable for creating a PlayStation exclusive game called The Playroom, which is, if you're familiar with the past 2 generations of PlayStation consoles, you might know about the Astrobot, which are the cute little astronaut-looking dudes. So the Playroom was their project to kind of more so showcase the ability of what a PlayStation console can do. So
Could be the new mascot. Just saying, right?
It can kind of be that way. I played Astro's Playroom on the PS5, and it was really cool. It was so beautiful. Yeah. So anyways, Fire Sprite is a Liverpool-based studio, and Sony has officially acquired them. So now they're in, their wheelhouse, which is
nice,
which is really cool. And there's other things that they're probably working on besides just Playroom stuff, but This is actually the second major edition that PlayStation Studios has acquired. Besides the fact that they did acquire Insomniac here very recently, which of course is SpiderMan Studio.
No shocker.
Yeah, but they also officially acquired the developer known as Housemarque. Housemarque has made some really interesting games over the past 2 console generations. I remember they came out on the PS4 with a PlayStation exclusive known as Gun, which is like this 2.5D fighter pilot game. And then on the PS5, they recently came out with the game Returnal, which was the roguelite sort of space game. Yeah, okay. So in June, Sony acquired them. So yeah, Sony's sort of taken a page or two out of Microsoft's book and just trying to snatch up some studios to make some dope games.
Yeah, they got Insomniac, though. Insomniac was a great choice.
Absolutely.
That was another great choice because these exclusive games it's what's keeping the consoles unique.
Yes.
Because you know what we like to say here on the show, guys, that nobody else has ever said in the history of video games. It's never been a better time
to be a gamer.
No. I was gonna say something else, but okay.
Oh, what else do we say? I forget.
I don't know. I was just gonna wait until you guys say it so I can say it slowly behind you. Never. What was it? Never a better time to be a gamer.
Never been a better time.
Never been a better time. Okay, sure. So
sure, we'll roll with it.
No, it's been great. It has been great. The news that's been coming out lately, I've been impressed, and I'm super excited. It's like it was quiet for a very long time, understandably, because of the way the world was working. It really halted the progress of all these future games. But now that I see them, like, almost done, coming soon, and teasing us until 2023, that we have to wait so many years. Mm-hmm. But it is exciting news. So better late than never.
I would rather a company that's committed to a game take their time, than try to rush through it in 1 year, and then we have a bunch of glitches and exploits and stuff like that, and then they have to give us updates.
Yes,
I would just like them to take their sweet time.
I just don't want them to show me a game that's going to come out 2 to 3 years from now. It really hurts me. But that's just me. It's still fun.
Absolutely, my dude. Well,
so what's going on? We're gonna get in the juicy part now.
Yeah, just very briefly, upcoming games coming out this week that are very notable. I would like to try to do this every episode just to kind of throw out a couple of games that are launching, just in case anybody doesn't have a calendar in front of them. But the most notable, I would say, is on the 13th. We have Deathloop, which is a PlayStation exclusive as well as on PC. That's the sort of Groundhog Day first-person shooter that's coming out of Bethesda Studios. I believe it's from the same people. It's from Arcane Studios who make the Dishonored series.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah. So that'll be on the 13th. And as far as anything else goes, I'll be honest, a bunch of these other games are kind of smaller games that I really haven't heard much about. So Deathloop, I would say, is the biggest one that just came out, though. You know, we just brought up Life is Strange 2 Colors that came out a couple days ago.
Beautiful game.
I'm a huge fan of Don't Nod Entertainment, and every Life is Strange game has been really impactful in its own way.
Dude, all I'm gonna say, soundtrack, amazing, story, I cried.
Okay, then you heard it here first, guys. Rafael cried.
That was the first chapter.
You must buy it.
That was just the first chapter.
All right. Sounds exciting. I cannot wait to play it myself. So anyways, yes, it is time now to hear about our thoughts on the PlayStation Showcase. So I think the format that we're going to do here is we're going to go around the room. We each have 2 games that we're really excited to talk about. We'll just go around and each give one, and then when we circle back around, we'll do the other game as well. So,
and you only have 1 minute to say why it's amazing.
I'm not
kidding.
True.
I'm kidding.
Because we know you won't follow that rule.
No pressure.
So, Daily, we will start with you, good sir. What's one game that came out of the showcase that you were excited for?
Well, I wanted one.
No.
Particularly, but Rolf wanted to talk about it, so I'll let him talk about it. But my second favorite so far from looking at the Sony Showcase is Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. It looks great. The quality is top notch. Obviously, you could tell that the gameplay was made and on the PS5 in 4K resolution. The story mode looks phenomenal. They put a lot of effort into it. You could tell. I hope that you can design your character your own way. That'd be really cool. If not, I understand. But I'm really excited about it. It's what we talked about a few episodes back about the Marvel Universe and, making each individual storyline. I'm excited for that. I can't wait. They buffed up Gru. They make him look really, really buff in the trailer. But yeah, I'm excited. I think that's going to be a really, really good hit, at least as far as like a story play mode kind of game, not multiplayer. I think it's going to be a really, really good like one person play game.
Mm-hmm.
I think the soundtrack's gonna be really good in it too. It's the one thing that I as a streamer am both looking forward to and also very cautious of, because I know all these tracks are licensed tracks that
you can't play it.
I know. So it's like, do I want to stream it and risk it, or do I just want to play it off stream? I don't know.
Just change the soundtrack in the background. Just turn off the music, right? And put a license-free soundtrack in the background that's similar to the one that you're listening to. It's a whole lot of editing, but I believe in you.
That's a lot of work, sir. That is a lot of work. They probably will have a DMCA free setting where you can turn it on and it'll block out all the licensed tracks. So yeah, I'm definitely that's one thing I am looking forward to with Guardians of the Galaxy is being able to slay space enemies to the awesome sounds of Joan Jett and many other classic rock tracks from the 70s, 80s, and whatever else would be on the awesome mixtape.
Yeah, it looks pretty.
I love that, like, even in the movies they had like those old tunes like as they're fighting, like it was just, I don't know, it's just something that was always appealing to me, that they would play like the old like cassette tapes whenever he was in space and stuff. It just made me laugh.
Yeah, very nostalgic.
Yeah.
I can relate. I don't know about you guys, but I can relate. Just saying, you guys probably iPods, right? No,
I had
an MP3.
MP3.
Now hang on a minute.
I had the CD player.
Did you have the no skip CD, Marcus?
Well,
the CD player?
I don't know. They always said they were no skip, but listen, when you're carrying around a CD player in your sweater, like your hoodie pocket, it's always gonna skip. It's always gonna.
Mine was a DJ apparently. It kept skipping.
Well, that sucks. I don't know what to tell you about that. I do know I went through a bunch of CD players as a kid, for sure.
Yeah.
Because like the little dais, whatever you call that, little middle piece that the CD pops into, would always get loose, and they would start turning sideways and scratch my CDs up.
Oh, yeah. That happens.
You scratched my CDs.
But you had turbo mode, right? Or shuffle. I like shuffle.
Shuffle was good, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's certain people that don't know what we're talking about.
No, they don't know. I'm going to have to put a video in
CDRs, CDRWs.
No, they don't know.
All right, Raf, what is one of your two picks?
One of my picks is, because I call dibs, right? Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2. Dude.
It makes me excited about it.
Dude, this is what I'm going to say about Spider-Man 2. Look at this trailer. Spider-Man 2. Venom. What else can I say?
Venom made that trailer. Like, I like that. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, the gameplay looks really great, but when they introduce Venom at the end of it, oh.
So, did anyone pick up who's the voice, the villain?
I think it's pretty much agreed upon that it's Kraven the Hunter.
Yes, good job. Kraven the Hunter, because he's bragging about nobody can stop him. Like, he's never had a challenge, and he was just disappointed. But then it's like, is there anyone else that can stop me? Give me a challenge, and that's where Venom comes in. Once I heard Venom, it's just the voice, the deep voice. When he said yes, I'm like, that's Venom. That's just 100%. When he said we, I said that's 1,000% Venom, because Venom speaks like that. When he said yes, we can, I was like, oh man. And he's not talking about Miles Morales and Peter Parker, and him. He's talking about himself.
The minute he said yes, we can, I said, oh snap,
it's Venom. So for now, we know that Kraven is going to be the villain, and if you follow Venom, he's more of an anti-hero, so he's gonna be flipping. We don't know how it's going to turn out, if he's going to start out bad, turn good, etc. But we, as fans, know that Venom is going to be hardcore. And if we get to play as Venom, which is most likely the case, because we got to play as Peter, we got to play as Miles, we're going to get a new type of gameplay, a new type of swinging, a new type of power. And I'm very curious how much they're going to allow Venom to do in fighting, because he's gruesome.
I just hope
he's strong.
Look, I've loved Spider-Man. I had Spider-Man underwear as a kid. I hope, because I actually did like Venom. I actually like Venom as like an anti-hero. Like I think he's one of the better ones, as like a villain goes. Mm-hmm. I hope they let me play with as him. In the game.
Think they have to.
They have to let me play with Venom in the game, or as Venom in the game, because he is like just one of the better like I said anti-heroes there ever was. And like I actually like enjoyed him like as like being dark, you know, like that dark character that is good. I just hope that I get to play with him at least a little bit. Like give me like at least like 2 hours worth of quest gameplay and I'll be content.
I think they'll probably do that thing that you switch from characters to characters, because they did that with the first Spider-Man. Yeah. So like you get to play as Miles Morales before he was even Spider-Man, and you got to play as Mary Jane, like sneaking around, being a detective and all that stuff, and there's like a stealth mode feature. So I'm 100%. I feel like I can say I'm 100% sure we're gonna touch Venom and we're gonna get to feel how he is. I'm just very curious how much they're gonna allow him to do, because like I said, he's gruesome when he fights.
My hope is that, because I know that they couldn't really do this with Miles Morales. So like Spider-Man was made in the PS4 architecture, right? And then of course it was remastered, and then Miles Morales was also made in that same architecture. It was just made for a PS5 visuals. I hope that with this being developed on a PS5 natively, that they make the island of Manhattan larger. Yes. Like I need it to be larger or more dense or something, because that's my one hesitation. I wouldn't want them to reuse the exact same map again, because
that's true. That's concerning. It is true. It is a big world. It's a big city, but how many times can you swing around the same map?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Unless they do like more of a going inside building, or going underground in sewers, you know.
Yeah,
like,
I was gonna say sewers or subways, maybe. Let us go inside.
Underwater Spider-Man. No, I'm kidding. That's a terrible idea.
Well, do you guys remember? I think it was like the PlayStation 2 or the PlayStation 3. They had a Spider-Man with like, I forget which one what it was, but like you could, you could like go from Manhattan to New Jersey. You know, you had to take like the Golden Gate Bridge to go across the city and stuff like that. It was so much bigger than what Miles Morales was. So for me, I wish they give you that whole New York. Just give us all of New York, not New York City.
They did it got bigger. It did get bigger.
Hear me out here. What if the PS5 architecture is so powerful that we can actually go through buildings?
Yeah, I would like that. Or hear me out. You can drive out of New York City, go to New Jersey. I'm kidding, no.
Yeah, who wants to go to Jersey? Are we fighting the Sopranos? What are we doing?
Trying to swing in trees.
Yeah, we just go somewhere where it's nothing but flat plains. Or like,
Spider-Man in Niagara Falls. Go up north and try to see if we can. Like, no.
It'll be it'll be interesting to see what Insomniac does, and they have plenty of time because it comes out in 2023. So.
Actually, no, they can probably do a different country too, because they did put some. You know, Spider-Man 2, Miles Morales, Peter Parker wasn't at New York.
That's true.
So that's true. So there you go. There's another option. That it doesn't necessarily need to be just New York City, but I'll find it fascinating if they branch off of New York.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to say.
All we can do is wait and see, right?
Yeah, hurry up.
We can do.
What about you, Marcus?
So one of the titles that really stood out to me that I've been kind of keeping my eye on for a while is a PlayStation exclusive known as Forspoken. So it was originally called Project Athia a long time ago, and then it was sometime early this year they announced it. It's officially called Forspoken. It's being developed by Luminous Productions, who is under the umbrella of Square Enix. Really cool looking title about a female protagonist who kind of gets into this like magic dimension. She's like down on her luck in, I believe it's like New York or somewhere, and then she just kind of walks through this portal. Yeah, and she's in this like magic realm, and I find the gameplay to look really cool. Like it's a lot of liberal use of like magic and stuff, but not in a way that's like Final Fantasy type magic. It's the first thing that comes to mind is like more so of like the fantasy novels that I've read. Very practical, just in your face sort of magic stuff that's happening. So
I saw it as like Control, but with like, you know what
yeah,
I mean? Like right?
I can see that. Yeah, I can definitely see that. It's definitely not like, yeah, it's definitely not like a menu system type magic. It's more of like, let me hit this button, it's gonna bring up this like ice wall, and then let me hit this other button, and it's gonna sweep wind through and hit like make icicles move off the wall or something. Yeah,
it's gonna almost like a chain reaction, like a combination kind of thing.
Yeah,
I hope so, man.
Yeah, and it's got some really cool voice acting talent behind it as well. The writers are what really interests me. Two of the writers on it are Amy Hennig, who she made a name for herself writing I believe she was even partly the creative director of like the first 2 or 3 Uncharted games back during the PS3 times. And then so she's on the writing team behind this, but another writer is Gary Whitta, who wrote Star Wars Rogue One.
No.
Yeah.
Which is being remastered. Oh, that's Old Republic, never mind.
Yeah, you're thinking
you're thinking about the game.
Yeah, I'm talking about the movie. Yeah.
Oh, the movie, sorry.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we got some really, really interesting talent behind this, and the game itself just looks beautiful. Looks like there's a lot of potential in it as well. And of course, gamers have been burned before by games that look really beautiful and turn out to not be so great. But
hey, don't jinx it, man.
I'm not trying to jinx it. I'm just trying to manage my expectations.
I get it.
With this being a console exclusive, I know, and especially with coming out of Square Enix, I have a lot of faith and belief that because it's going to be very single player focused, that we have a lot less to worry about than say certain games that might rhyme with the word Phantom. So
yeah.
But yeah, Square Enix does describe this as a narrative-driven adventure, but it is an open-world format. So an open-world narrative, somewhat RPG, big magic game. I'm 100% down for it.
Oh yeah, it looks purty.
It looks real purty. So that's my first pick. Daily, what's your second pick, buddy?
My second one, I'm kind of interested in. If you've ever played Borderlands, Tinitina's Wonderlands. It's being produced by the sports company. I mean, you might as well just call them a sports
2K.
game.
It's 2K.
Yeah,
no,
2K.
No, they do story-driven games too.
They do, but not as much. But they do have something. I'd say it's about a 70-30 blend. But yeah, it looks great. It goes along with one of the favorite characters. It does give me that Borderlands feel. So I'll be very interested. I have played all the Borderlands, so I'll be interested to see how this kind of either the storyline like kind of blends in, or if it goes on its own little like avenue of like game, so like story mode and stuff. So I don't know. I hope they keep the Borderlands, but if they're venturing out and having their own games, kind of like what Marvel's doing, I think that Tinytina is a great way to start off with that. And that's my second game that I'm like very excited to play with this Sony Showcase.
Yeah, I look at Tinitina's Wonderland as being the bang bang looter shooter of Borderlands, and they're adding this heavy magic element to it as well.
Yes.
And with the development team being Gearbox, like they're already batshit crazy anyways with all the cool stuff all the stuff that they put into their Borderlands games. So to be able to do this like more magical element into this, I think it's going to be something kind of fresh, because I never finished all 3 Borderlands. I finished the first one. I didn't really get much into the second one, and then I got maybe halfway through the third one.
It's a massive game. They're big.
It is.
They are, and like what is it? They tout that like especially by Borderlands 3, there's at least like 1 million guns because of all the different kinds of
Oh
combinations.
yeah, there's so much of a variety of
because they put all of them in there.
probability. Yeah, no, it's a probability too because it could be the what kind of effects it has, what kind of element it is, how much damage it does, the reload speed. Everything is different. The whole entire category is different.
It's complex.
Yeah, it's complex, but very fun. I like it, and I love Tinytina, dude. She's played the voice actress Ashley Birch. She's hilarious, very funny, and she's also the voice actress from Alloy, Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah, she's just amazing. That she could switch up her voice and be silly, and then you see her in Horizon, she's very serious. She's a protagonist, the main character. Very impressed with the voice acting there and the writing, the silliness. This game is not serious, guys. If you're gonna jump in it, it's making fun of D&D. It's been done before. So funny.
Don't get me wrong. You can still play the game and have fun and take it serious,
I'm telling you, you're gonna laugh. If you don't laugh, you don't have a soul.
Right, but what I'm saying is, don't expect to just be like a casual with this game. Like, pick it up and like play. Like, if you want to play the story mode, you can. It'll still like have some kind of meaning, but like you said, like it's not like, oh, I gotta take like every decision seriously. Like, it's supposed to be like somewhat of a comedy, and it's supposed to be just be like fun. It's just supposed to be like a blow 'em up game, have fun with like a story mode. So
yeah, very silly. So check it out, guys.
Absolutely. Well, Ralph, what's your second one, buddy?
God of War.
Jesus, that was fast.
Wait, I've never heard of that game. What's that one about?
Oh, I'm sorry, I said it wrong. Ragnarok.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Is that Thor?
Yeah, Ragnarok. Yeah, that Thor was in it. But who cares about Thor? We're talking about freaking the God of War, and then also in the God of War Ragnarok, there's another God of War. Did you know about that one?
Yeah, Tyr.
Yeah, Tyr is in it. So there's Kratos, God of War, and Tyr from what's it called? Version
Norse.
of their God of War, right?
Yeah, the Norse God of War.
The Norse, there you go, the Norse God of War, and he is super tall, very tall.
He has been eating his Norse Wheaties for quite a while.
I kind of laughed when I saw that scene because, you know, Kratos already looks intimidating. The guy is not that big, you know, buffed like Kratos, but when he stood up, I was like, oh man, this guy's a giant. But he had a Keanu Reeves look to him, and I started laughing. Did you see that?
No.
Okay, watch this video, guys. Yeah, you just watch it. It looks like a like, you know, because Keanu Reeves can be threatening. All right, he's still badass.
That's true.
But yeah, so I just the form, his look, he looked slender, tall. So when I looked at him compared to Kratos, I'm like, that guy looks like Keanu Reeves.
I see what you're saying. I do.
See it? Okay. Well, this game, man.
I could see it. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Yeah, I can. Yeah, you're right.
This game looks amazing. The story is going to be phenomenal. I cannot wait. Gameplay-wise, with this God of War for the PlayStation 4 was just, they've revamped the original gameplay of God of War. I like that it's coming back. I love throwing the axe and it coming back to you. Now we're gonna see Thor and their interpretation of Thor. He looks pretty thick, but he looks thick. So, and he's redhead.
Yeah,
I don't know if
that was something. Yeah, that was something I picked up on too.
Yeah, he looks very big and redheaded, and I like it. I thought they were gonna go. I thought they were.
Isn't that what a god's supposed to look like?
I wanted them to not be stereotypical and make him just look like another Kratos. If that makes any sense.
You didn't want
right?
him to look like Chris Hemsworth, is what you're saying.
Yes, perfect. I didn't want him to look like MCU Thor, and they switched it up. So this is gonna be fun, guys. We're gonna see Ragnarok. We're gonna see the end of days, and it's gonna be a cliffhanger, obviously.
Yeah, they did announce that this would be the end of the Norse mythology section of whatever they're doing. So I think that opens the door up for, like, I'm sure they'll probably make another God of War after this one, and it opens up to other mythologies they may handle. They may tackle Egyptian mythology or like Chinese mythology.
He's gonna kill all the gods.
I mean, he's on a warpath. He really is. I think something that really surprised me about this, that they waited until the showcase to announce, is so the last God of War, the 2018 one, was directed by Cory Barlog, who amazing dude. You need to follow him on Twitter if you can. He's so hilarious to just follow on Twitter, and really cool guy, real down to earth. He's been around since off and on since the beginning. Like he was like assistant creative director for the very first God of War, and then I think he might have, I can't remember if I don't think he was the director for like 2 and 3, but he was around for them. But then, you know, he took the reins for the 2018 game for sure. Yeah. But he announced he's not actually the director for this. He passed it off to a guy named Eric Williams, who he's been like sort of mentoring, I think, and helping him kind of come into his own. He's still like the producer and like behind the scenes on everything. And he also said that he's got other irons in the fire as well. But yeah, I'm real excited to see what's happening here. Like the trailer sort of leads us to believe that there's a lot that might be similar to the 2018, but that there's also probably going to be like more going on than I think we understand right now. I think there's going to be more environmental stuff, more NPCs to interact with. It should be really cool. It'd be really cool.
Excited.
I am excited too. Well, to round us off, the last game that I wanted to talk about, it's not a brand new announcement, but it's been in the ether for a little while, and there was an updated trailer that was shown on Thursday, but it's a game known as Ghostwire Tokyo. So this is a first-person, I wouldn't call it a shooter. It's more of like an action-adventure game with some magic elements to it. It's being developed by Tango Gameworks, who they're notable for making the Evil Within franchise. They are a property of Bethesda, and Ghostwire Tokyo is a timed exclusive on the PlayStation, and I thought that was kind of interesting considering Bethesda was bought by Microsoft. But I did find some...
This could be prior to, right?
I was gonna say it probably had. They were probably like in contract with prior.
Yeah. I looked up some information on it, and Phil Spencer, the head of Microsoft Studios, did say, "Hey, this does not affect the deal that was already in place for Ghostwire Tokyo." So it is going to be on PlayStation for a year exclusively before it's allowed to go on Xbox consoles. But yeah, it's essentially, like I said, a first-person game where Tokyo is being taken over by these demonic ghost creatures, and your character starts developing like these magic powers to fight them. I thought the trailer looked really cool, looked really unique, and it is very creepy. Yes,
trippy and creepy.
I love the Evil Within games, especially Evil Within 2. I find Evil Within 2 to be such a top tier horror.
Never played it.
Game. It's so good. You need to play them if you have the ability. Evil Within, the first one, is a bit of a slog at times because it's kind of like
I played part 1, but I didn't finish it.
Yeah, Evil Within 1 is more so of like a Resident Evil 4 style of game.
Okay.
But Evil Within 2 did real well with like adding side quests and adding more atmosphere and a bit of a sandbox to play in, but not like a huge area to explore. I felt it was very well done narratively and gameplay wise, and this is actually, if I'm reading this right, this is only Ghostwire is the third major title that this studio has released. So
where they're good at making these monsters, these creatures look creepy.
I would totally agree with that. Yes. So
because that's some interesting ghost demons and
detail.
Stuff, right? Yeah, the detail of it looks amazing. The graphics look freaking beautiful. It looks like a BioShock, kind of like, elemental powers and all that.
Yeah.
I get that vibe. Yeah,
I would agree with that. Absolutely. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It's games like this that I look forward to more so than like the time tested, like tried and true franchise iterations, like the next game in a franchise.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, I am definitely looking forward to God of War Ragnarok,
and Spider-Man 2,
and all those. Absolutely. But don't come at me, all right? Check yourself. Stay in your lane.
Don't be talking shit on my selection.
I'm not.
Using your shit and you're talking shit. Well, it's a sequel. Technically, it's not.
I'm
really
just
fresh.
saying I enjoy seeing new IPs all the time.
I do too. I agree with you I'm just busting your balls. I just want you to feel better for a little bit.
Leave my balls out of this, okay? But anyways, yeah, so definitely looking forward to this. And this will be the last little bit of PlayStation exclusivity that we'll ever see out of anything Bethesda related. So we're gonna enjoy it while we have it before it all gets passed over to Xbox. I'm sure.
Exactly.
True.
But yeah, guys, those are our final picks. Do we have any final thoughts on the showcase as a whole?
I want to know what the community thinks. I want people in the comment section to let us know what they're most excited about from the Sony Showcase as far as games. Let us know your thoughts about what you want to see or are excited to play. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at XP Galore and TikTok, where we post all of our funny bloopers and our funny things that we say on this podcast. So if you like a little giggle, you can definitely check us out at XP Galore on TikTok.
Nice. And also, guys, on the comments below, who chose the best 2 games that are coming out? Is it me? It's me. Daily? No. Me. Or Marcus, because Marcus, he's right. It's new IP, it's fresh, a different take. But Spider-Man, Venom, and Kratos got
yours. But yours are safe picks, okay?
They're not safe picks.
I'm gambling with Guardians of the Galaxy.
It looks good though.
It looks good.
Well, Star-Lord looks like Macklemore.
He kind of does. He kind of does look like the rapper Macklemore. I'm not gonna lie on that one.
Not just me. Okay.
But hey, at least
I hope I can change my character though.
At least he does not look like Chris Pratt. Like the Marvel Avengers game, he got a lot of flack for looking a little too similar, I think, to the Avengers, and then they kind of went the other way, and then some people were like, no, it doesn't look anything like what I thought they'd look like. And so it's like you can't really make anybody happy, but
you can't win, man. You can't win.
You can't
gotta
win.
Look exactly like the comic book / human person that played him in real life / unique look like in the video game. That's what they want. They want to mash for all of that at the same time. You can't have everything, guys.
My final thought would be that I know we didn't necessarily discuss the KOTOR remake, the Knights of the Old Republic remake. That's because
we didn't have to.
Yeah, there's barely.
That was amazing.
It was good. There's barely anything about it except for the official announcement. So yeah, and we know that we left out some other stuff too, and we hope that you guys will tell us what you're excited about, just like Daly said. But I thought overall, the showcase,
5 stars.
Yeah, the showcase just knocked it out of the park.
Yep.
If possible, we all urge you, while also being fiscally and financially responsible, please go get yourself a PS5, because there's a lot of cool stuff coming. And as hopeful as I am to see what Microsoft's working on as far as first-party exclusives and all these studios that they've partnered and bought up and are working with, I still think Sony's going to be winning for the next few years. At least
as far as exclusives go, I think Sony's still going to knock it out of the
narrative driven experiences for sure.
Oh yeah, they're the best. We're the best. Well, guys, thank you for listening to XP Galore, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of us ranting and talking smack about our selections, because mine's better. Spider-Man 2 and God of War Ragnarok.
Okay, buddy.
And keep watching us, keep in touch, keep listening to us, and we're gonna make some different videos, and we're gonna try out some new things, and just come along with the ride. That's all I gotta say.
Absolutely.
Well, guys, have a good night, good evening, or whatever day it is, or night, or whatever. I don't know. We're gonna cut this one out. Blooper. Love you guys. Take it easy. Bye bye.
Goodbye, everybody.